Still a little bit confused about what you're doing in that business. You decided to turn that hobby into a business, but you're not sure if you should take the step first of applying for the EIN or applying for the formation of the business. Stay tuned. Your girl leading Lady Dar is going to share what she feels may work best for you. Stay tuned for some inspiration in business. All right, y'all. Hello and welcome to Black Woman About Business. I am your girl, Leading Lady Dar. I'm the founder of this organization, Black Woman About Business, as well as Walk in Them Shoes. I am bringing you a bit of business inspiration on today, but I'm also going to share with you ways to get started when you have decided to take your hobby, which you've been plugging and playing with for the past 6 months or year or even years at this point. You've decided now that you're going to take it to another level and you're not certain as to how to get started. Well, I'm your girl, the business, beauty, and business bunny, who will give you some inspiration along the way as an entrepreneur, but also share ways that she feels have worked for her and what did not work for me. So let's talk about it, y'all. I'm here in my office space, which is in the corner of the dining room, right? And the reason why I'm sharing this inspiration with you, reason why I'm sharing this part of my business with you is because a lot of people think that they cannot run a business because they don't have a brick and mortar place. They don't have a storefront. They don't have a specific area. Baby, you can create the specific area. I'm a Black woman about business. Did I have a lot of money started when I decided to start a business? No, I did not. I started that business from my living room. And I think at that time when I did apply for all of my business, when I applied to form my business, I believe I was in my bedroom. Saying that to say it doesn't matter where you get started, just get started. That's the most important thing, is getting started. So when you have this desire and you have this dream, or you realize that your craft is so good with this particular thing that you're working on, or you realize that people always come to me for this particular thing here, maybe I should start a coaching business. Maybe I should start a beauty supply place. Maybe I should start creating products, offering services, and now I want to turn this into an actual business. How can I get started? I get asked this question all the time. Really, you've already gotten started. When you've decided to sit down and put things together, whether it's a package, a product, or you decided to offer a coaching service, not even really aware that you've already been doing this since you were probably younger. Think back on how many times people have come to you for advice. That's pretty much of a coaching service, especially if you've been doing it for such a long time. So let's take this for instance. We have a woman who bakes cookies, and I always use baking cookies as an example. Excuse me, I always use baking cookies as an example because we do it as a hobby. Some of us do it as a hobby. Some of us do it because we're so good at it. Some of us do it because we are either baking for an event or, baking for the kids, and actually including our children in this family time. So we're baking. And when we're baking, if we don't start off already good at it, we bake and we become good. In other words, we master that skill. It becomes a skill set now to us. We are so good at baking these cookies. People are always constantly asking, hey, can you bring these cookies to my event? Hey, I'll pay you if you can bake me a dozen cookies or a dozen muffins. People begin to ask you all the time at parties or even at work events, can you bring those cookies? Can you bring those muffins? Can you bring that cake? Now, you are the go-to for people when it comes to either baking sweets, making cakes, or making pies, whatever, even down to consulting services. Let's call Aunt May on the phone. Aunt May will know what to do. Let's call Aunt May because Aunt May gonna give us some good advice. Let's call Aunt May because Aunt May will understand. Aunt May will be able to direct us in the right path, right? So you become that go-to person. That is actually you actually running a business already, a tad bit, somewhat, so to speak. Not legally formalized, that hobby that you have, or that craft or that skill that you have, you may be honing in on it, but you haven't yet formed it, right? This is where your girl leader, Lady Dar, has formed the organization Black Woman About Business. It is me as an entrepreneur. I've already started a business. Let me back up. So for those of you who don't know, let me back up. I apologize. For those of you who do not know me, I am the founder of the organization Walk in Them Shoes, which is a consulting firm for women. I am a life coach and I'm an author, and I offer services as well as products for women who are in need of life coaching. I've created products, and again, yes, I offer life coaching services. I offer one-on-one workshops, group coaching for women, and that has been something that I had been doing for such a long time, but just not even realizing that that's what I was doing, offering coaching services for free. Now, everything does not have to have a price tag on there, but when God spoke a word to me, he spoke a word in my life, and he confirmed it to my bishop at that time, and my bishop affirmed it or confirmed it to me, and I affirmed it. That's how I can put it. I started that business on my own. I started that as a consulting business. I started it also with creating a clothing brand along with that. So I was able to start my own business, meaning do the actual paperwork and forming the business, forming the formation of the business, and I started creating products such as t-shirts and mugs and different things of that nature. And I was also showing up as a motivational speaker. So I had begun to form this business, y'all. I had to do it from the muscle. And when we say from the muscle, meaning from my own pockets, but also building it out, forming the LLC, applying for the EIN, applying for the virtual address. I was actually the CEO. I was the what do you call that? The handy woman in the business, where I was creating the flyers, making the t-shirts, creating logos. I was doing it all. So now today, fast forward, I've also formed the organization Black Women About Business to help women form their own business, help women decide that now I'm going to turn my actual hobby, in which I was doing for fun, now realizing that I can make an income from this. Excuse me, we've all heard of passive income. This is a way that you can make extra income. Passive income, in a sense, where you can make money in your sleep, is a great thing. But saying all of this to say that now that you've decided, it is now time to get down to actual business, legal business, professional business. What type of business are you going to form? We've talked about this, and I shared this on another video before. Will you form an LLC? The question I pose, or the question that I get asked often is, hey Dar, should I do my EIN? Should I apply for my EIN? Or should I form my LLC? Which one should I do first? In my opinion, and I believe I stand to be corrected, but I believe I am actually telling you the way it should go legally. Form your LLC. Create the formation. The formation of your business is legalizing it. Let's say, for instance, Black Woman About Business. Black Woman About Business was formed as an LLC, not a nonprofit. It is a for-profit. I also have a nonprofit called Walk in Them Shoes Girl. But in my Black Woman About Business is a consulting firm for entrepreneurs, women of color, entrepreneurs, people who are interested in starting their business. I formed the LLC. I applied for the EIN, and then I applied for the virtual address. And Okay, I believe I'm right about this. But once you form your LLC, depending on who you go with, I think they have Ink File, and I think Ink File is no longer Ink File. I believe that they are called Busy Bee or Busy. But they also have this new um, company out, and it is called Taylor Brands, and that's what I wanted to share. This video is not being sponsored. This is just research that I've done for some of the clients and people that I work with. Ink File, of course, now is under Busy, Bizee, Bizee. I've worked with Ink File before in the past. I've also worked with several other companies. So I'm kind of slow in my pace here because I was just reading over something in which I believe is such a major part of making sure that we not only file correctly for our formation of business, but making sure that we do have all other things in order, such as your registered agent. Having a registered agent at the time of filing for your formation of business for your LLC, I believe you get 1 year free, and I will do another video on this. Hopefully, prayerfully soon, I can do a video and actually walking you through the steps. But if I'm not mistaken, once you file your LLC, they will ask you if you would like to apply, or not apply, but if you would like to register for have a registered agent. They will assign a registered agent for you, or they give you the option to assign a registered agent. And I think for the first year, it's free, if I'm not mistaken, and thereafter they do charge you. But it is very important, and I'm going to say that because when I first formed my LLC, Walking Them Shoes LLC, I did the first year free, and then thereafter I did not. And I think, I'm not quite sure, I don't remember, I don't recall exactly, but I failed at filing some of the paperwork. You know, I was behind, and I missed a great opportunity that was presented to me because I missed a quarterly tax filing. So it's very important, y'all. It is very important for you to make sure that you have an assigned registered agent. Okay, so I just wrote down a few things that I do want to share with you, and that is one, to make sure that you form your business correctly. I am not giving no real legal, but I'm not giving you no legal advice, no business advice in that sense legally, but I'm just sharing with you ways to get started. And that is one, start and register for your LLC. Or if it's a nonprofit type of organization that you're forming or that you're working with, then form that as well. It's a little bit of a lengthy process. But with an LLC, I think they can do it within like 14 days, which is almost like 2 weeks, but then also you have a way to be able to expedite it. And you think about the type of category or industry your business fall in, and that is something that we can hold as a discussion at a later time. And also just sharing with all of you that I do have the I do have the Build Her, Be Her membership that is opened already, and I'll link the information in the description so you can actually join that community. It is so beneficial, will be so beneficial for you. Applying for your EIN, you will simply go on the IRS website. Now, let me back up a minute. Filing for your LLC can be free with some companies. I'm not certain what Busy charge now, or even with Taylor Brands, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe they all do a free of charge type of registration, and which you may have to pay for, and I know certainly you will have to pay for, which is just state filing fees. So making sure, and I'm not quite certain what the fees are because they vary from state to state. I believe one time I paid $89, and I believe now here in Jersey it's like $129, $130, something like that. So you will be responsible for paying that up front. The other thing, your EIN is free. You can file that at the IRS.com website. Make sure that you are filing that on the IRS website, because I had a client, and by the time this woman came to me, she had paid for she had paid for her EIN, and it was not the IRS website. Excuse me, it was not the IRS website. Was her EIN filed? Yes, eventually. But when you go on the IRS website, and I really think it gives you like 10 to 15 minutes to really do that. It's not a process that you can start and stop. It's something that you will have to do. If I sit down right now at this moment and begin to file for my EIN, I will have to complete it in this one sitting, okay? And it's free. It is definitely something that's needed. And the reason why I say you have to do your LLC first, because when you apply for your EIN, what you're going to say, Darnice's Bakery, but what is the formation of the business? Is it Darnice's Bakery? Is it a nonprofit? Is it Darnice's Bakery Inc. Incorporated, or is it Darnice's Bakery LLC? So you have to file that LLC, have that formation first, then apply for your EIN. And then again, when you're applying for your LLC, I believe that certain companies such as InkFile and maybe Telebrands, and I can't recall the other one that I used. I can't recall that one off the top of my head. But I will say they will give you the option. I believe InkFile or Busy gives you the option to they offer, I can't even think right now, they offer you an option to be able to do a virtual address. And also, iPostal One is one of the places in which I know I utilized before. A virtual address is really good. So I'm just running down really quickly some things that you can do. File for that LLC, applying for your EIN, and then also applying for a virtual address. That virtual address, because I know when you do your LLC, doing your LLC, it will ask you for your address, which is your personal address, but that's not something that you want to use or actually give out to the public. I did that initially because at first when I was filing for my LLC, I did not have a virtual address. I learned of that after the fact. Okay, and this is one of the purposes of having a business consulting or business agent or someone in your circle that can help you build your business. So those are things that you can definitely think about. Those are things that you can definitely take note of. It's so important to have someone to be able to consult with, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that they are giving business legal advice, but yet someone who has walked the walk. I've walked the walk of filing my own LLC. There was things that I wish I had known back when I filed my LLC back in 2017, but there were some things that I had to learn on my own. I will say that having a registered agent will help you because, again, like I said, there were some things that I felt that doing and filing, these are important documents, important paperwork that must be filed at certain deadlines, federal and tax regulations, things that I don't know about, but things that others may be, specializing in that will actually keep up on taxing and things of that nature, the state and government and all of that kind of, you get what I'm saying. Okay. That state and government stuff. And I like to say, I would love to say that it's foolishness, but it's not. It definitely is important, but it's a lot to keep up with if you're running an actual business. So you will need the assistance of someone who have the time and who can dedicate time and patience to really file the forms at the particular times that's needed, and also keep you abreast as to what you need to do, especially tax time, good people. I'm telling you, it's a lot. But here again, the iPostal One is one of the places to register for a virtual address. Price ranges from like $10, very little, $10 a month, up to $10 a month, starting as low as $10 a month up to $39.99 a month. It probably is about 50, but nonetheless, you have the different packages. But virtual mailing address, virtual business address, virtual office. Price range is different. But listen, one of the greatest pieces of advice I'm going to give to you is this. And running a home-based business, that's actually, you get a lot of benefits from when it comes to filing taxes and things like that. Your electricity and things like that. That's a whole video for another day. But saying this to say, one of the greatest pieces of advice I would give to everyone, not just anyone, not women of color, not someone just starting out, but everyone, especially for those who are just starting out, especially for those who are funding through your own pocket. Take the time, set aside time to go through what you have, what is required, what is needed to start the business. So if I'm telling you that you need to form your LLC, take the time to do the comparison. Compare InkFile, compare, oh my God, what is the name of that? LegalZoom, yes. Compare LegalZoom, compare InkFile, which is now Busy. Compare the trailer brands. You have to do the comparison. And the reason why I'm telling you to do the comparison is because one may charge you $20, one may charge you $40, and one may charge you $60. And I'm just using those numbers as an example, but you want to be able to use the bare minimum with the greatest benefit. So in order to do that, you have to do a comparison, right? So don't just take other people's word for it. Now, granted, yes, if you got a business coach in your life looking out for your best interest, that's great, then sure, follow suit. But if you are having to do this stuff yourself, take the time to do the comparison, do the research, okay? And I will say this, for different apps, different programs, things that we use that will create flyers, things that we use that are good apps for us as far as appointment, for scheduling, booking, and all of that stuff, if you can utilize the free version of that particular app or that particular product, use the free version for as long as you possibly can until, I'm gonna say use the free version until you can't no more. But definitely, if you're funding this out of your own pocket, use it. But when money start to come in, you want to put that money back into your business. We know that we must pay ourselves. Yes, you want to pay yourself. And I don't care if you only paying yourself $1, $2, $5, $20, or $100. Definitely pay yourself. But definitely put that money right back into your business so that it can grow, and it will begin to grow, so that you're not having to use your personal funds. Again, purpose of the LLC, the purpose of the EIN, the purpose of the postal address. You don't need a postal address in order for you to be able to, or virtual address in order for you to apply for business banking, but you definitely need the LLC formation and the EIN, okay? So I'm your girl, Leading Lady Dara. I just wanted to bring you some inspiration in business, but also share with those who have asked, which one do I start first? Get started and start the formation. Apply for the EIN. And then if you can, apply for a postal or virtual address. Have any questions, feel free to email me. Also contact me at the number that's on the website. Also follow us on Instagram under Black Women About Business, as well as being a part of the community, blackwomenaboutbusiness.com, and then also join the business community, the Build Her, Be Her membership. It is live, y'all. I need y'all over there, so join the community. It is your girl, Leading Lady Dara, founder of the lovely and wonderful organization. For those of you who are new here, please join this community here and subscribe to the channel. For my returning visitors, I hope this message, it was intended for it to bless you and be of some sort of help for you, whether you are an entrepreneur and you're figuring your way at this right now, or if you are a business coach and you're helping others along on this journey. If you ever see BWAB, that is the Black Woman About Business. Okay, y'all, I'm your girl, Leading Lady Dara, founder of this wonderful and lovely organization, Black Woman About Business, who have learned how to walk in them shoes. And also follow our page, Walk in Them Shoes, as well. Have a good one.